So I just want to offer some final words of wisdom on dieting. Dieting is such a huge trend and it changes so much from year to year. I know Atkins is really big right now, paleo, these diets where we totally eliminate carbohydrates and do just proteins. And there are pros to that if you are a diabetic. That's what the Atkins diet was designed for. But really, it's interesting. I wanted to bring up this article that I found on the LDS website because I've actually looked at a lot of research on this, and the research seems very conclusive that if you follow the Word of Wisdom diet, the diet that's outlined in the Word of Wisdom with lots of whole grains, very little meat, fruit when it's in season, that kind of thing, it actually leads to better health. And they've looked at this. There was actually one study where this gentleman in China, he's very famous for his studies on gut microbes. So that's another thing we haven't even touched on. But the microbes that are living in your gut have a huge influence upon your health. We're learning. This is a new field that we're learning all about. But anyway, he was doing transplantations. They're called fecal transplants, where you take the fecal material from a healthy, skinny person and you transplant it into somebody who's unhealthy or who's obese. And it turns out that the bacteria in their gut change their eating habits and their desires and the way that they metabolize their food. And fat people become thin. And so he was doing all this research, and then, but the crux was, how do we maintain these healthy bacteria in our guts so that they will stay and continue to do their good stuff? And so he tried a whole bunch of different diets, and what he found, and he actually called it the Word of Wisdom diet. The best diet for maintaining the right bacterial flora in your gut is also the Word of Wisdom diet. And this particular article goes into a lot of things on hot drinks and whatever, but these dietary recommendations, they've actually done quite a bit of research on this, not just LDS people, but scientists in general, and they always come up with the same thing, that a low-fat, high-fiber diet, not so much protein, always leads to better health, lower cancer rates, longevity of life. All of these things and actually correspond to a diet that's high in whole grains, low in fatty meats, and then eating fruits and vegetables, a lot of fruits and vegetables. And they've looked at things like doing dietary supplements versus actually eating the fruits and vegetables. And obviously eating the fruits and vegetables lead to much better results than the dietary supplements. And so it turns out the Lord knew what he was talking about. Who knew? So if you can keep that in mind, that might help you as you plan your dieting.